In new developments, we realize that Niger has decided to reject grants from the United States. And this is no surprise because, of course, when the military junta in Niger took over power, we saw that there was some kind of meddling that was being trying to happen by the from the side of the United States. And then they have decided, okay, we are going to cut all grants to Niger. And what did Niger say? We don't care. So I have Samuel Kese here with me, and we are going to talk about it. So Samuel Kese, the news that came out is that Niger is saying to the United States, you know what, you can keep your grants to yourself. In fact, what they did say, and this is not the first time, this is actually the second time. When the coup happened, the United States actually sent the US Secretary of State, Victoria Nuland, and Victoria Nuland is someone that is known to be the coup queen. She's actually very interested in coups. She loves coups. The reports came out that she was heavily involved in the coup that happened in Ukraine in 2014 to oust the then, neutral or pro-Russian government, as some will call it. And then, of course, she goes around supporting coups. She's very much in for coups. But to the surprise of, the international community and everyone, when this coup happened in Niger, she came out and she was like, okay, she's not really up for this kind of coup. She's not interested because it's not in the interest of the United States. So the United States government sends her there to try and talk to the captured president. And of course, the military junta did not give her the chance to see this captured president. In fact, what their response was that the United States should actually provide a weight loss program for Victoria Nuland because she's fat. And instead of trying to meddle in people's affairs. And this time around, what they are telling the United States government is that, of course, if you don't want to give us the money, we don't care. We don't need your money. Use your money to take care of the homeless people in the United States. What do you have to say to that, Samir?
Well, that was an interesting development, though. You see, after this, when Africa is totally liberated from these
neo-colonialists.
Yes, I would say that when we are ready, when we are done, the US, the country, will appear to be the most confused country in the world. You see, you will see them, they will be walking around, trying to gain their power back, but it will not work. By then, we would have learned our lessons. You see, they want to talk to the president for what? What do they want? I don't understand why a sovereign country is taking decision. Imagine, let's do this. Imagine there's a coup in the United States, and let's say Tinubu, who is the chairperson of the ECOWAS, goes to the US and says, "I want to talk to the president."
That has been arrested.
It doesn't really make sense. Does it make sense? All because you are Tinubu. Who are you?
You are his friend. No, because you are his friend.
And you see, that is why we say that a country that has no youth, it's a failed country. Simple. Because you see, in this moment, you need the courageous young individuals, who have gone through, who have witnessed their moms and dads going through the hell.
But you know what
she came to have a conversation for what?
And
this is a disrespect. This is the kind of disrespect they have for the African continent. That is why Ibrahim Traore said that we are the forgotten people of this world. A sovereign country is having issues. We don't want a president anymore because the president is not helping. It's not in the interest of the country. And you want to have a conversation with the president. Who are you?
And you know what? Just to add up to it. So there's this issue where the United States has invested a lot of money in the military. In fact, the military junta that took over the government were trained with all US. Most of them were majority US trained soldiers. The United States has got the biggest drone station in Africa, based in Niger, to undertake the operations. It cost them over 100 million for installation, and of course, if you take into consideration the keep up, the maintenance, and all of that, you're looking at about $500 million of investment. So they see that the investment is going down the drain. It's not really producing the kind of fruits that they wanted
Oh,
to produce. And I
oh,
think we already made a video on this channel about it, about this
oh,
particular issue.
yes. So they were investing. Okay, so they were investing to protect their interest in Africa, right? They were
Yes,
investing to
yes.
protect their interest in Africa.
Against the interest of the very people whose land they occupy, And so, but I think it's very interesting. It's very nice that Niger is standing up and they're saying that, you know what, we don't care. We don't care if you don't want to give us money. We don't care. We don't
Okay,
care. We don't need your money. We don't need your money. You can go and do whatever you want. Take care of the homeless people in the United States. There's a lot of accommodation crisis in the states. There's a lot of diabetic crisis in the state. Go there, use that money that you're going to give us to take care of your people, and that's it. That's it.
yes.
I think it's a
You
very
see,
bold statement.
yeah.
Just to
I
wrap
mean,
up.
that is
Mhm.
you can't go wrong with this because it's about time we. You see, sometimes we have to admit and accept the challenges. Okay, because if you want to be respected in the world, then you must be self-sufficient. And you see, the way to self-sufficient is when you tell yourself that, look, I'm not going to receive any money from my dad. I want to strive hard in life and see if I can make it. That is when
Mhm.
you can then say to your dad that, look, I am now independent. You see, sometimes
Exactly.
even in the African context, in the African setting, when your dad realizes that, I mean, my son is now well to do, is doing well, they even change the way they talk to you.
Hmm.
Have you realized that?
Oh
Yes,
yes,
they
yes.
change the way they talk to you. Even when they want to give, I mean, when they want to even warn you on certain things, they give it to you through, like, in the form of an advice. Oh,
Hmm.
my son, you can't do this. But if you rely on them, and you can't even
Mm.
go for your girlfriend. You can't even visit your girlfriend. Yes, you can't even take certain
uh,
decisions for yourself. So you see, sometimes we, the African countries, we should sit down and say, look,
we need to stand up
the
for ourselves.
challenges. Yes, we should face the challenges. Are we going through famine for maybe 10 years? Let's go through together.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, there's light at the end of the tunnel. If you
Okay.
don't want to go through the strive in life, you are not going to make it.
Of course.
You
Of course.
always rely on people. And
And I
of course,
think
when you rely on people, you can never have your own. You can never
yes,
decide
yes.
for yourself. So I believe
And
that you see, they made investment, it backfired. Okay, they should learn sense. This time, we are saying that we are going to do it ourselves. And this is one of the things that I want the leaders to start really talking. They should try to change the mindset of the Africans as well. And tell them that, look, even if it takes us to go through farming for 10 years, we should go through together. And if you are not ready to go through, then you are not an African. Yes.
okay, okay. So something like I say, I think with respect to this particular one, it also shows the level of manipulation that we see these Western countries trying to impose on a lot of these African countries and manipulate them into doing things that they don't want to do. In this case, we have seen that okay, we are not going to give you grants. We are going to sanction you. We are going to do that, do that, do that, and then we are not going to give you all of these things. And then of course we have this boldness coming. I mean, this reminds me of someone like Gaddafi. Of course, Gaddafi was not the perfect leader, but Gaddafi was that guy who stood up to the West. He was the guy that would tell them, "Yeah, we don't need your money. Get out of here."
You
And
see,
and for I think about 10 years of his reign until he was killed, Libya was probably one of the most prosperous countries in the world, in the whole world
sure,
at large. They had a
bro.
very good educational system, a very good health system. They had a very good public policies for their for their country people. So it was really really good. And I think this particular stance from Niger is a very good one. So your last comment on this one before we move on to the
Well,
next.
bro, I think that you see, we don't need a perfect leader. No one is perfect. Okay? We need a
Hmm.
leader who can really understand the plight of the Africans and say that, look, let's go together. Let's forget these guys. We are going to make sure we become self-sufficient. We can do it. This is all we need. Okay, because
All
I mean,
right.
who is perfect? Who is the perfect leader there is no perfect leader in this world. No,
Hmm.
we are not looking for a perfect leader. We are looking for a leader that will understand our plight and help us to also become respected in the world. That
All
is
right.
all we need.
All right.
Simple.
All right. All right. All right. So thank you very much, Samuel Kse, and for your submission.